Welcome to another episode of The Latest with Maya. Today, I am very excited to be having a conversation with singer-songwriter Rachel Grae. Rachel, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say that I am a huge fan of yours and I love all of your music and your song You Suck is constantly on repeat. And your music means so much to me, so I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Thank you so much. That makes me so happy to hear.
Um, So, like I said, I love all of your music. Do you have a specific songwriting process or any rituals you do before writing a song?
Hmm. I'd say every time I write a song, it's a very different process depending on what I'm writing about. So, like, You Suck, for example, versus like my song Outsider were two completely different ways of going into the session. I always plan on having just the energy I want to go in with and like a topic that I know is like kind of pressing on me that day, just so that I have a sense of direction. But it depends. Sometimes I'll go in with a lyric first, sometimes I have a melody. So not a specific thing unless I have something specific to write.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Um, so where do you find the inspiration for your songs?
Everything is just like in my life. So it could be from conversations, movies I've watched, actual experiences. So I kind of pull from everywhere. Just anything that impacts me is what I'm going to write about.
I love that. Um, do you have a favorite song you've written?
Hmm. It's funny because in the moment when I write it, I'm like, this is the new one. Like, this is my favorite. This is what we're going with.
Yeah.
There's some that definitely stick out. It's unreleased. I have a song called Nicole and Me that I wrote about a homeless girl that I met. I feel like songs that I've written in the past about heartbreak were my favorite until I'm out of the heartbreak and I grow out of that. So I
Yeah,
love all my songs just because it shows where I was in my life at the time I wrote it. Um,
yeah.
but I definitely have some favorites. They're not released yet.
Cool. What is the best song to describe your life right now?
So that's a tough question, huh? I'm really happy right now, so something something on the happier side. I don't know. I really don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Noah Khan. I've been listening to a lot of country music recently, which is kind of new for me. I've always been into like the sad girl pop, and now I'm kind of making my way somewhere else. So I don't really have a specific one just because I've been loading myself up with brand new songs every day.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just have artists certain artists that are always on repeat for me.
Yep.
And this morning, I have a whole playlist of just songs that have just gotten me through some really hard times. So it
Yeah.
was like one song after another I was listening to. And I was like, I remember listening to this the first time exactly how
Yeah.
and feeling exactly what I was feeling.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy what music could do. I feel like it's like
yeah,
you have your comfort songs that bring you back, but also give you that like sense of like the comfort of like I got through that or whatever it is in the time that
yeah,
you listen to it. So it's
yeah,
cool to kind of change its like reasoning for you, but like it's just
yeah,
what you've gone through. It's really cool.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, so what is your proudest accomplishment so far?
So many. I've been interviewed for People and magazine, Rolling Stone. Um, I had a feature on Stephen Colbert's show, which was really cool. I've headlined my own shows. I've gone on tour. I've released music. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm just feel like every day is an accomplishment just because this is my dream and I'm going for it. So there's a lot of things I could pin down.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's all incredible what you've been doing. I've been following along, and it's just so cool to see all the amazing things you're doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Um, so is there an artist or song that you consider to be the gold standard when it comes to songwriting and storytelling?
Hmm. A song that really stood out to me when I first listened to it was The Men That Drive Me Places by Ben Rector. Just because it talks about something that I haven't heard yet. I don't know if there's necessarily a gold standard. I feel like I would think that a song's gold standard depending on what I'm going through. So if I'm going through
Yeah.
something like losing someone, I'll probably think that's the gold standard at the time. Breakup song if I'm going through that. So it changes every day, but the music that talks about real things, like real topics, is what stands out to me a lot. That could really change somebody's life. That's what I would think of the gold standard if I were to say there is one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love the songs that, can get you out of your head, and then the songs that like connect with you on like that it's like they put into words what you've been feeling but couldn't find the words.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Um So, what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
Ooh. I see. I describe I'm just, it's like an emotional roller coaster. I feel like it's like, I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm gonna get to the next day. So, um, I'm gonna go with pop. I'm gonna go with
I
pop
love
because I
it.
feel like it's just, there's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
Um, like the sad, the happy, all that kind of thing. So I'm gonna go with that. Maybe it's because it's my genre, but that's
Yeah.
what I end on.
I love that. Um, so I am pop culture obsessed, and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. What show are you currently obsessed with?
I've been obsessed with this show forever and I can't get over it, but all the reality, like the Love Island, all those dating
Uh,
shows have me in like a chokehold. I'm not sure why. I really don't know. I love it. So that's that's what I'm watching right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
If you have show recommendations for me, I
Okay.
will definitely I'll watch it if you have one that's your favorite.
Okay. Yeah, well, right now I just finished watching a show called The Tomorrow People. Um,
Okay.
that's really good. It was only on for one season.
That's
Um,
my thing. That's okay. I like the shorter ones.
yeah, okay. I Yeah, well then I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
That's on Tubi. And then there's so many. I've recently been watching Grimm. See, now that you got me started
Now
talking.
you're just you got them listed. Okay,
Yeah,
you gotta send me a list after, and I'll work my way
okay,
through.
I will. Yeah, I will uh tell you that I do have like my two three comfort shows that I always have on repeat.
Okay.
That is Will and Grace, The Flash, and Friends. So those are the three that I constantly have on repeat, but new ones I'm watching, I will send you a list.
Please. Okay, noted. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, once you get me started talking about
I
that
love
stuff,
it.
I could just keep
That's
talking
okay.
about
I need recommendations, so that's great. That works
it.
perfectly.
Yeah. Um, so what three words best describe you?
Hmm. Hmm. Passionate. Geez, I'm trying to think of like I definitely say weird. I'm a little weird. I'll say that one. Uh, and kind. Just because I feel like I have a very big heart and care a lot.
I love that. Yeah, I love those. Um, so what's your favorite way to procrastinate?
TikTok. I just scroll like I'm one of those that if I'm going to bed, I'm like happy I'm in bed by 10, and then it's like 12 o'clock when I'm putting my phone down. So I think that's sadly how I procrastinate the most. But we're
Yeah,
working on it. I'm trying not to.
yeah, yeah, I know it's so hard going down a rabbit hole of just
Yes.
finding all these videos.
Big time. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so
Yeah,
bad, but it's also great. It's just,
yeah. Um, so who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
I'd say my family for sure. I think everybody in my family plays a different role of like who I am right now. Um, just a lot of life lessons I feel like growing up, and we're really close. So I'd say they're a huge part of that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so is there do you have a go-to show or movie that you watch when you just like need to escape reality?
Hmm. It's Love Island. I don't know what's going on with this little obsession that I have, but that's what it is right now. I guess it's because there's a lot of seasons, so you don't like
Oh,
get
yeah.
out of it. Um, Now I'm starting to get into movies. For a while, I wasn't like a movie watcher. So now I've made my friends give me a list, which is why I also asked you, so that I could
Yeah.
start expanding and seeing more. But there's definitely some that I've like rewatched a bunch. I mean, The Blind Side when it came out, I loved it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I've watched The Notebook a bunch because I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a few, but it's
Yeah.
it's the reality shows. They just have me for some reason.
Yeah, I might have to try Love Island. I've never watched it, so but I've heard so much about it.
It's one of those that like you don't need to think. Like it could be like you could just have it on and then you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's drama, whatever." And then you could just zone back out. Like it's not like a heavy watch, you know? So I think that's probably
Yeah.
why I just put it on when I'm bored.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have those shows that I just turn on that I can, zone out and
Right.
if I do zone out and I'm not fully paying attention, when I come back, I can still know what's happening.
Right, right.
Um,
Easy
but
to
then,
follow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But then there's also the the shows that, you have to concentrate on that I watch I watch when I definitely need to get out of my head. And
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm like, it really helps because you have to pay attention. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on.
Right. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Um, so what small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
I'm a big routine person. So right now I'm finding a lot of joy in getting up, working out, going off my phone for a little bit in the morning, journaling. I'm very into like self-care right now. I think it's really important. So a lot of that has been really like good for me. Um, Hanging out with people that I love and that are closest to me is also another thing. Yeah, just quality time and I guess just taking care of myself right now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, since we were talking about movies, and since we are now in, December, do you have a favorite holiday movie that you always watch?
Hmm. Huh. I need to get more educated on the movie. Elf, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I got to get into it. I'll go with that. That'll be my answer for now.
Well, that's a good one. I love that movie. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, my family and I are obsessed with watching, the like Christmas movies and
Right.
holiday movies, and so we always joke that it's a Thanksgiving tradition to start on Thanksgiving watching as
Getting
many as we can. Our favorites are finding bad Christmas movies to watch. Um,
I
so
love it.
yeah, so that's our favorite thing to do.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I got to start binge watching some holiday movies. Get in the spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, So I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, my favorite quotation is by Bono, and it says, "Music can change the world because it can change people." Um,
Love that.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
that.
yeah. Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
I mean, there's so many. I watch motivational speakers all the time and podcasts and everything. The one that I've always lived by is Everything Happens for a Reason, which is a very simple one. Um, there's a book that I'm reading right now called The Power of One More. So there's a lot in that of just having the mindset of like one more day and one more conversation and one more song out can really change somebody else's life. So it's kind of similar to yours in that sense. But I've kind of been living off of the one more mentality of like waking up and doing one more day and just making it the best day that you can. So I'd say that's where my head's at right now, but it changes all the time. I'm really into that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that I get lost on my phone doing. I just scroll through quotes and I'm
That's a
reading all
great
them.
thing.
And so
That's great. That's a good way to waste time, I'd say.
well, thank you. Um, yeah, and especially, yeah, I've been having uh like music, especially with like I've been having a ton of anxiety lately, and so it's just really any music, and then also finding those specific songs
Right.
that really help. I've been having that on repeat all the time.
That's great. I mean, that's the thing with music is I feel like it's kind of healing to the entire world, no matter what language you speak or anything, and kind of something that brings everybody together and allows you to relax and get out of your head a little bit. So that's an amazing thing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I have had so much fun talking with you. It's just made my day. So thank you. I so appreciate your taking the time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Of
Of course, yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was great.
course. Thank you. Yeah, and that's a wrap on today's edition of the latest with Maya. Bye.